Alright guys, so welcome back to Rydeus-The channel. Our channel is about supporting you in whatever area you need support. You send us a question and we try to answer the question by way of our videos. Today I have a question that a young guy seems to be confused in a particular area, and he wants us to try to treat with the question in a video. So we're going to try to do that in this video. I want you guys to rate me on the way I treated with this concern. Right? I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm just a person who spend a lot of time researching a lot of areas that are important to human well-being, and I try to provide answers based on that. So rate my answer today in the comments. If you think I did well, give me a thumbs up or just say a few words. If you're not subscribed and you think I did well in answering the question today, subscribe. And of course, if you know anybody can benefit from the content that we're dealing with on this channel, please share. So the question is, well, it's a long set of content, but generally the question is, I like this girl and she doesn't like me back, and despite my best efforts, she still doesn't like me back. And I do whatever I can for her. I try to treat her as good as I can, and she still doesn't like me back. I tried to stop talking to her for about a year, and we recently started back talking, and the feelings came right back, and every time I close my eyes to sleep, I'm only thinking about her. And if you can tell me what to do. I think he went as far as saying that he tried going to a therapist, but it's $450 an hour, and he cannot afford to do that. So he wants us to try to treat with that question on this video, and I'm going to try my absolute best. So first of all, I want to say thank you to him and to you guys for supporting the channel, for using the channel as a means of your either entertainment or your personal or professional development. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Now, here's the thing. In a previous video, I talked about the emotional tagging process. And that is when you think a certain thought, you get a certain emotion right away. You begin to feel a particular way right away. Now, let's say he thinks about her. Let's call her, for want of a better name, I'll just call her Jenny. Let's say it's Jenny. And every time he thinks about Jenny, the thoughts that come to mind are thoughts that I want this person and I cannot have this person in my life. This person is not interested in me, they're interested in somebody else. So every time he thinks about Jenny, these kinds of thoughts come to his mind. And these are hurtful thoughts, so he would have hurtful feelings. He'd feel hurt. He'd feel depressed, he'd feel sad, he would engage in negative emotions because these are negative thoughts that he's having, because these negative thoughts are attached to Jenny in his mind. One of the things that he can do to start with is begin to pair different thoughts with the name Jenny. When he thinks of Jenny, he doesn't necessarily have to think of the fact that this is the person that he's been longing for and he can't have in his life. He doesn't necessarily have to think these things. So he could begin to think different things, like, okay, he could think something that is funny. So let's just say every time he thinks about Jenny, he pictures her slipping on a banana peel and he laughs. And if he pairs that thought with the thought of Jenny, every time he thinks of Jenny, this is what he sees, her slipping on a banana, and he laughs. That would cause, at some level, it would dilute the depression that he feels when he thinks about her, because it would now be something comical that is coming to his mind readily rather than something depressing. So that's one of the first things that I would say to you. If every time you think about her, you feel sad, you feel hurt, you feel depressed, try to rewire your brain to think different thoughts when you think of her. And if you're able to think different thoughts, you have different feelings. When you feel sad and you feel a particular way, it's because you're thinking a particular set of thoughts. If you want to feel better, then you have to reach for better feeling thoughts. Now, obviously, you don't want Jenny to slip on a banana peel. You don't want anything like that to happen. I was just making an example that you could switch to something that makes you feel to laugh rather than something that makes you feel to cry. Now, the second thing I talk about is this. It's nothing personal. I don't think it's anything personal about him that he should feel badly about himself in relation to the fact that he has been interested in this girl for the longest while and she's not interested in him. We all have a sense of, in our minds, and I talked about it in previous videos, we all have a sense of what we want in our lives. We all have a sense of that. In terms of our financial well-being, we have a sense of how we want things to be. In terms of our material well-being, we have a sense of how we want things to be. In terms of our health and fitness, we have a sense of how we want things to be. Even though we might not have spent time clarifying the way we want our lives to be, we have a clear sense of what we want in our lives. And there's no difference in terms of a romantic partner. He, in his mind, has a clear sense of who he wants his romantic partner to be. Just like Jenny, our example, she would have a sense in her mind who she wants her romantic partner to be. If in Jenny's mind she has her mental blueprint of her romantic partner and he does not fit the description, the only thing he could really do to make himself appealing to Jenny is try to fit the description. Become the kind of individual who fits her description. He cannot make her feel guilty into wanting to be with him. He cannot tire her or make her feel exhausted by his repeated attempts. All he can do is try to become that person that matches with her mental blueprint, the person that she sees herself with. And if he could find out that information and he truly wants to be with her, then he could begin to put himself on that mission of becoming that kind of individual that she would be attracted to. Now, what I know for sure is that all of us, we are after certainty in our lives. We are after certainty. We want a sense of certainty. We want to know that we would be comfortable today, tomorrow, in the not too distant future, in the distant future. We want that sense of certainty. And you could take that gamble as a young man. You could take that gamble. If I become the kind of individual that would allow a young lady to feel a sense of certainty, where if she makes a decision to be with me, then I significantly increase the chances of getting her to be with me. Remember, I said all we need to do is become the kind of individual that people would be willing to take a chance on, and then ask them to take that chance. We can't ask people to take a chance on us if we are not the kind of individual that taking a chance on us would produce the kind of favorable results that we might be after. So my best advice for this young man who I admire so much, because he admires me as well, is work on yourself. Forget quote-unquote Jenny for a while. Work on yourself. Work as hard as you can on yourself to become a person who can provide that sense of certainty that you yourself need, that sense of certainty that she too would be attracted to. And then maybe the tables might turn. Jenny may not necessarily be the one that has to make the decision for you guys to be in anything. Maybe it might turn in your favor, where she is the one who can't stop thinking of you when she closes her eyes. So I don't know the best answer that I could come up with. I try to share in terms of feeling negative every time you think about her. Just try to pair it with a different thought. Just try it and see if it works. Try something comical. Every time you think of her name, try something comical and see if you laugh. See if that works. The second thing is recognize it's not personal. Everybody have a clear sense of who they want in their life. And the third thing is continually work on yourself to become the kind of individual that lots of young ladies would be willing to take a chance on. Now, to end this video, the final part that you mentioned, that you do whatever you can with what you have. Now, doing whatever you can with what you have may only put you in a position to be desperate. So whatever quote unquote little you have that you're doing your best with, take that little and do your best on developing yourself. Invest in yourself, invest in your personal development, invest in your network, invest in those things that would allow you to become that kind of individual that ladies would be attracted to. I think my father used to say this, and I saw it, I think he saw it in a movie. I don't even know if I'm saying it correct now, but he said you could lose a lot of money chasing women, but you never lose a lot of women chasing money. Now, I'm not encouraging you to chase either money or women. I'm simply encouraging you to put yourself first, and then once you're doing a good job on yourself, the ladies aspect, the ladies part would take control, would take care of itself. All right, thanks for tuning in. If I shared some decent advice here, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment. See you guys in the next video.